Oh, is this where I say what am I supposed to say? McMole out? I did this last time we did a collab and I completely forgot what I was supposed to do.
And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and I have a special guest with me today. I'm pretty excited. I have got McMole. That's right, McMole 2. What is going on?
Hey man, what's going on? Glad to be here. We don't do enough of these videos.
No. Well, I came out of a stint of being like stupid busy, and I know you're busy, but I'm back in the swing of things. Pretty excited about that. But we are here today for something crazy that's going on. I actually got pulled into a chat today, and you got pulled into the same chat room, and it's all over Reddit. And what's going on, what this whole video is about, is there's a female player by the name of Dinah Jade, and she basically got a hold of the developers to say, hey, there's problems with this ship that, free to players aren't going to be able to get the ship. And I don't know why, but they just gave her the ship for free. So let me head over to Reddit to see what Reddit's all about. And when I go over to Reddit, why don't you tell me what you saw when you got to Reddit earlier?
It was a pretty big salt mine. I mean, when the first post went live last night with a 7-star negotiator, people were pretty salty. There was a lot of jealousy going on, which is understandable for most people because this player randomly has a 7-star negotiator. So yeah, people are annoyed, which is totally understandable. But then it kind of devolved into some degenerate behavior that really caused some problems.
What happened, we talked to her, actually, both you and I and the developers were on a chat today. Kind of weird how that played out, to be completely honest, because I didn't even expect to have a conversation with anyone about this, but an individual said, you hear about this? And then they said that, they had chatted with you. And so basically Dinah Jade was telling me the story about what was happening and said, there's two sides to every story. I'm getting crucified publicly. It's kind of unfair. And this is what's going on. So, so what's the story? What's the official scoop? How did you take that entire conversation that we had with the developers and with her? From both the developers, they talked to us and told us what happened, as well as her, Dinah Jade. So, what is the other side other than someone hacking the game? She hacked it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, from what we gathered from her is that she had put out a inquiry to customer support, kind of talking about how she wasn't really a fan of the rollout of the negotiator, requiring the guild event tokens, the Mark II version, which you only get from Geonosian territory battle. She wasn't really a big fan of that. She wrote a letter to customer support, kind of complaining about the rollout and how she wished it had been something more like Chimera. And lo and behold, and this is really bizarre, she gets a response from customer support saying, apologies for the inconvenience, have a 7-star negotiator. And it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Like, I was not expecting anyone in customer support to ever do that. I know CG is going to take a look to it, but it's just kind of crazy they can just give people a free 7-star ship just like that.
So, and you've had, obviously, we both used to be in the Game Changer program. Both were formally and informally, but the formal Game Changer program back when we had it, when they sent us stuff, they would actually send us shards, right? Like 330 shards of a ship. It's kind of weird. It's like a fully crafted ship that they sent her. We talked to the developers, kind of the more outspoken developer is CG Eric. He's kind of the go-to guy. And he stated that he did in fact confirm 100% that this is absolutely unequivocally not Dinah Jade's fault. What happened was basically their customer support is EA support. So EA supports them by giving them their customer service. It's one of the many services that EA apparently provides to developers is they say, we've got this, finely tuned customer support. And then, I don't want to be like rude, but if you've ever tried to talk to them, they're like, what problem? And you're like, I have, this going on. I couldn't get that. I paid for, 100 shards of this character and I didn't get it. And they're like, how about 100 crystals? It's like, did you not listen to what I said? That's not it at all.
It's pretty obvious the people who are behind customer support don't really understand the game. So, I mean, that really makes this whole mess plausible because they just saw her complain about the negotiator and they're like, oh, well, here, have the negotiator as a result. And it's like, oh no, that's not at all what she was going for.
So, so now there's going to be a huge influx of individuals that are going to be going on and doing a customer support saying, I didn't get the negotiator when everybody else did. And
I'm not gonna lie, the thought definitely crossed my mind of writing a letter to customer support and being like, hey, I don't like the rollout for Negotiator. Can I get a free Negotiator? I just wanted to see what would happen. I haven't done it yet. I'm still tempted to do it.
That's hilarious. So hopefully, we're telling everybody, don't do that. Don't do that. You're not going to get it. It's now a red flag. EA customer support has been told it's a red flag. It's not going to happen. So, but apparently, she's in a smaller guild. She's not necessarily, I don't think, free to play herself. She's like 4.7 million GP from what I remember. She's just out there trying to help the free to play. She's in a really small guild. In fact, the guild and her sister guild, they don't even do the heroic Sith yet. She's trying to help some of the lower players out that don't have some of the better characters, and she was trying to advocate, it sounds like, on their behalf. So kind of an interesting situation for that to occur. But bottom line, she had the ship taken away from her. Of course, she had 2 accounts, and both accounts, it got shipped to both accounts, and CG has no idea like why this person did that. I'm sure someone's going to never hear the end of that, but she had them taken away. So how long did she have them for? And did the infamous question that you and I have that we posed to her get answered? So what was that question? And how long did she have?
The question. Yeah, so she got the ship from them on June 28th. So she's had the ship for approximately 10 days, about a week and a half. Yep. And the big question that you and I both had for her was, what did you think of the ship? Like that was the first question that came to mind for both of us. Is like, hey, how was the ship? Did you try it out? What'd you think? And she said she wasn't a very big fan of the ship, but at the same time, her Galactic Republic ships aren't exactly very well filled out. She's still working on gearing up those characters, so it's not a very good roster for her. So she came away unimpressed, but I think that more than likely when she get the fully geared characters in there, it'll probably do a lot better.
Yeah, I have a feeling in the future eternity when we all finally have our 5 stars unlocked, I think that's sometime between like 6 months and whatever, a year from now, there'll probably be more ships, more Galactic Republic ships in the making. There'll probably be some more ships that are non-Galactic Republic that'll have synergy. And I think that, like you said, I don't think she had all the ships to really test it out, but we definitely wanted to see how she liked it. And funny, right in there with the developers in that conversation, she's like, I thought it was crap, and they're like, what?
She even apologized. She said, sorry, Eric, I think it was crap or something like that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So... well, all I wanted to do is just basically take a moment to talk about the situation, what happened, kind of clear the air so people understand the truth about the situation, that this wasn't something she asked for, even knew what was going to happen. And once it happened, she was blindsided, didn't know what to do. Developers got involved after it became public. And to be completely honest, I think the one thing people are going to falter for is like, how do you give the ship back? Or how do you, why didn't you report this yourself? You were just going to live with it. You were going to have it on your own. And, to be frank, 2 things on that. One, if they sent me that ship, I'd have kept it.
We had a hypothetical question on that. Someone was like, well, if customer support sends you 100,000 free crystals by mistake, would you report it? And let's be honest, who's going to report that?
I'd stop live streaming for as long as it took me to spend those crystals.
Yeah, I would have to.
I'm busy, you guys. I'm busy, you guys. I'm sorry. I gotta do something.
Yeah.
Click.
I can't really falter for not returning. I mean, I'm not sure if she contacted them or not, but I'm not really going to falter for not doing that if she didn't do it, because I mean, you've got this amazing ship now in your roster. And I mean, she wasn't actively like using it to climb arena. I was looking at her SOGOH page and she wasn't placing an arena with the ship. So, I mean, she had done some testing out, but she was still using her Akbar fleet.
Right. She actually stated she thought Akbar was significantly better than it.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, that's the last thing I wanted to say. I brought onto the thing ship speed. You and I talked about that. There is something kind of key about the ship, the new Negotiator ship speed and Akbar ship speed. And we were talking about that. And that is that the Negotiator is actually going to be, once maxed, 1 speed slower than the Akbar ship, which is a key speed piece that will never be differentiated, because once maxed out, it's going to have the same 1 speed advantage, where 1 180 is going to be the top for Akbar ship, and 179 is going to be the top for the Negotiator. Why do you think that they did that they put that one speed key difference on there?
See, I'm still kind of going over that because I'm still torn on that if it's actually going to be 179 max speed on the Negotiator. Because, I mean, she doesn't have Gear 13 on Kenobi, and she doesn't have full 6-dot mods. I mean, yeah, if it sticks at 179, I totally get what they're going for. Because if he was faster than Home 1, then you could use the AoE Daze ability from his ship right out of the gate, and it just shuts down the mass assist ability from Akbar. So if he's slower than Home 1, this is definitely to at least make it competitive between the two ships. Because if Kenobi is able to go first and put out that AoE Daze, I mean, you can kiss your Akbar fleet goodbye at that point.
Kiss your Akbar fleet goodbye.
I mean, yeah, at that point, it's not. With that AoE Daze, I mean, you can't use Millennium Falcon. You can't do the mass assist. I mean, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So those are the ship speeds, and I guess it remains to be seen once everything's maxed. But from what I understand from what I've looked at, it looks like there's going to be a 1 speed difference, and that may be all the speed you need to win, knowing the speed in this game. But I appreciate you coming on board, chatting with me about this whole situation. I do think she's unfairly being targeted by this. I think anybody would have had the ship, not known what to do with it once they were sent it.
Yeah.
I mean, she contacted customer support, but what else do you do? And then she tested it a little, but she didn't even use it in arena, didn't try and place with it. So it is what it is. It was removed from her. She doesn't have it anymore. And I think she invested like everything into it. So customer support is now going to have to actually give her back a bunch of resources she put into it. The shame is that she wasn't able to make a video for you or I.
I know, right? Like, man, that would have been some great viral video stuff.
Oh,
like world first exclusive of 7-star Negotiator gameplay. Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah, like 6 months before that's even possible. That'd have been great.
I can see the downvotes on that video already.
Yeah, like more downvotes than upvotes. Well, I appreciate you, McMole, from coming on and hanging out with me. I know it's late tonight. We're going to finish this up tonight, and then I'm going to place this on the video tomorrow morning. So everybody will be seeing this tomorrow, actually, which will be their morning and my night. So, but I appreciate you coming on and, chatting with me tonight. Make sure everybody goes and checks out McMole's channel. We have a lot of the same subscribers. You do slightly different content than me most of the time, though. I specialize more in like early game education, mod videos, roster reviews, things like that. And you're more into the raids and stuff like that. But we do have some crossover with PvP arena and like territory battle PvE type stuff. So if you haven't yet subscribed to him, or you unsubscribed to me because I stopped making videos, come on back, because I've been making a lot. In fact, this will be my 8th video in 8 days. I think that's pretty dang good.
Ooh, man, you've been busy.
Yeah, I have. Thanks again, McMole, from coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me come on.
Yeah, absolutely. And as always, keep your gaming on. Warrior, out.